every morning we give our macaws, our gray parrots, our fat requiring parrots little sandwiches, and these sandwiches are made of very good quality bread. We use Dave's Killer bread. It's organic, it's non-GMO, it's made out of good seed, and then we apply natural peanut butter. We buy a peanut butter that has as little sugar as possible, preferably none. It should have no hydrogenated oil. It should be just plain natural peanuts. We use creamy because it makes the sandwiches easier to make. And then we apply a probiotic. And then once the probiotic is applied, we apply an oil that is manufactured in Thailand, and it's produced by Witch Eye. And the oil is basically all kinds of good nuts crushed. The oil is extracted and then it's bottled. And I like that oil over nuts because living in Florida, we have a high risk of aflatoxins, which is a fungus that can grow in nuts. So we want to make sure that our birds eat as healthy as possible. We give them probiotics because they live in a lot of stress during the rainy season. So there, the probiotic is being applied. And the sandwiches are then covered, they stick together, and we feed them. So some for non-fat requiring parrots have no extra oil, but when they're for fat requiring parrots, macaws, African grays, we apply the oil. So the oil in this case has a little bit of palm oil because these little sandwiches are going to African grays. So it's a simple process. And then they're just cut into little cubes. It's spread, and the birds can't wait to get them. So it's a way of giving the birds a little treat that they like and some extra nutrition, especially probiotics, which help them during the rainy season, during very cold weather. Not that we get real cold weather, but it can get down chilly for a few days in January. So they're covered. The bread sticks together. You can also tamp it down a little bit so that they stick further. And then each bird, each African gray would get 1/4, and a macaw would get 2/4. So after the first video on birdie bread, I've had a number of people ask me some questions, and rather than answer them individually, I figure I would follow up with another video. So this is the oil that we use. It's called mixed oil, and it is a combination of different oils. It's produced by Witch Eye, and basically what he's done is he's extracted the oil out of the nuts. We try not to feed nuts during our rainy season because there's lots of issues. Aflatoxins, there is rancidity. We live in a very warm climate that is very humid. So the oil simplifies the process. So what we do is we apply the peanut butter, the probiotic, and you can use many different types of probiotics, and then the oil on top. The little sandwiches are given, and those that have tried them have reported that the birds readily take them, and they do. One advantage to getting the birds used to these little sandwiches is that when the time comes, you can also add antibiotics or other medications as prescribed by a veterinarian. So the flavor of the nut oil and the probiotic and the peanut butter that they get used to masks the unsavory taste of antibiotics and other compounds that may have to be given to a sick bird. In this case, we've added a little bit of palm oil because these sandwiches are also going to African grays. It is the start of their breeding season here in Florida. They breed when it gets a little bit cooler, so we now start enriching their diet.